What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another adventure of the Bearded Bobber. Today's adventure is brought to you by DanDanTheFireman. And I gotta give him a huge shout out for doing this. It's very smart. Always wanting to grow, but also sharing the wealth is the way I look at it, and that's pretty amazing. Now, I'm bringing you this video from Southern California, where lane splitting is legal. Now, the reason I say it that way is people stop listening once they hear lane splitting is legal. I have 3 facts for you about lane splitting and the law of lane splitting. Number 1, if traffic is going more than 30 miles an hour, lane splitting is done. You are no longer allowed to do it. So when you see these guys, even let's say they're going the speed limit, 70 miles an hour, and they're lane splitting on the highway, they're breaking the law. So fact number 2, going right along with fact number 1, is how fast you can go while traffic's going 30. That means you can go 10 miles an hour faster than they are. So if they're going 30, the max you get to go is 40. Doesn't mean you get to fly through 60 because they're going 30. If they're at a dead stop, you get to go 10. Whatever the current traffic speed is, you get to go 10 miles an hour faster. And believe me, that's going to be fast enough. Some of these people will pinch your lane or cut you off. They don't care. They're not looking at you. It's no one cares, and that's the number 1 rule of motorcycling. You have a superpower, and that's being invisible once you're on a motorcycle. Now, lane splitting, people are all worried about getting home and traffic and everything else. Do you think they're also worried about you? No. Thankfully, there's a lot of people out there that will share their lane, which is fantastic, but you got to be careful of that too, because they're going to want to share your lane, even if you're not ready for it. All right, let's get to fact number 3. Now, on the freeway, they suggest you stay in lane 1 or 2. Look at those people running the red light. Awesome. We were talking about traffic laws, and we got people breaking the law right in front of us. Fantastic. Now, like I was saying, lane 1 or lane 2. You don't want to be near the slow lane. You don't want to be splitting lanes with those guys, because they're going to be trying to exit, or, oh my God, I forgot my exit, or Siri, take exit now. You know, like, one of those things is happening almost all the time. You don't need to be there. And people are also going to be trying to merge onto the freeway and get up to speed. We know enough people have this problem as it is. So stick to the first or second lane. Use your best judgment. Most of this is using your best judgment, because as soon as the judgment's gone, you might be too. And we don't want that. Safe driving, that's where it's at. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another adventure of the Bearded Bobber. Today's adventure again is brought to you by DanDanTheFireman. And I would like to talk to you guys today about the motorcycle training course. Now, I can only speak for California. I don't know the other states or their laws. It's like, you should look it up for your local district. Now, I'm 31. I don't like admitting that. I'm still young, damn it. Now, I took the motorcycle course, and originally I did do it just for the license, and I believe there was going to be like cheaper insurance. But come to find out, I'm really glad I took it. It was a very good experience. My course was awesome. All these beautiful cars are going up to Big Bear, California for the car show this weekend. Now, I'm sorry, my course was a really good experience. I'm very happy that I took it. Even with my riding experience, that definitely made it easier for me, because there was, I want to say, 7 other riders with me, and you couldn't, all of them combined didn't have the miles I had on my new bike, let alone any bike period for them. But at the end of the 2 days, they were all much better for it. From just learning how to deal with the bike, with the clutch, the friction zone, there's so many new things that you learn just going there. If you're a brand new rider and you're afraid to get on a motorcycle and afraid, like, what's going to happen, place to go. You might as well have a safety net with tight walking. You know, that's like how this course goes. I was like, if you're gonna fall down, that's the place to do it. You're fully geared, you're on a little bike. Everybody there is there for the learning experience, the teaching experience. They're not there to make fun of you. They're not there to watch you get hurt. They want to help you. And I think that's a really big deal. Both my trainers, Justin and Bubba, were fantastic. Justin did the Iron Butt Challenge, which I find really cool, and I find like a lot of experience has got to come from doing 1,500 miles in a day on a bike. Like that's some effort right there. And Bubba had been riding like 40 plus years. It was just, you know, a really good guy, and they're really good about everything. Some of the guys, you know, yeah, they messed up, spun out during the slaloms, and it happens. But they kept going, and everybody else, you know, encouraged them. I tried to push on, help a few guys as much as I could, because the more I helped them, the faster we got to go around the track. And I'm all for, you know, a little speed when it's safe. But coming from my age, like I said, I was like, I learned a lot, and I wasn't expecting to learn as much as I did. It was just little things in the classroom, even that going over the tires and counter steering. There's just so many things that may have came a little natural, like just from riding a bicycle. You know, you push the handles this way, you turn the bike that way, you do this, that. Granted, yes, it's different because of different speeds, but it's stuff you don't think about until, you know, somebody's got this experience and they're putting it in front of you in different terms. It's definitely a really good way to go. Now in California, if you're 21 and under, you have to take the course, but above that, you know, you can just do the DMV test and be on your way. The DMV test really doesn't look that hard. I heard it's just kind of like dealing with the people who are actually giving the test that can be the real pain in the ass. But for me, you know, it was worth the money to go take the course, to have instructors that, you know, had real world experience, and that really just made me feel better as a newer rider. Like I said, I've had experience, but it was, you know, dirt bikes and stuff as a younger kid. I was like, I've been, you know, a dad for the last 10 years, 11 years, and, you know, you kind of lose focus on a lot of things. I'm loving my bike. I'm glad I got back into it, and my kids are loving it. It's a fantastic thing to give my kids a ride like my dad used to school, or, you know, on some back windy roads, stuff like that. Makes it an awesome experience. But taking the rider's course also makes it a safe experience. And that's what it's all about. Being safe and getting back to those kiddos at the end of the day. So even if you don't have kiddos, you're somebody's kid, and you got to get back to them, you know? Okay, so before I let you guys get back to Dan, I've got some tips on what to do before, during, and after taking the motorcycle training course. Tip number 1, stay hydrated with water. Now they're gonna tell you that, but I really want to push it in your head that you should be drinking a lot of water. Granted, you should be drinking a lot of water anyway, but I mean, we don't always drink water. I mean, come on, let's be real. Now, number 2, keep an eye on the weather. If it's going to be raining, like at my course, they don't cancel. You do it in the rain. Unfortunately, it wasn't raining for me. I wouldn't have minded that so much. But it was like 97 degrees, flat air, full gear, helmet, not really riding. Like, I can go riding in 97 degree weather and feel just fine. But if you're just sitting on the bike as it's idling, that sucks. Day 2, I learned my lesson. I had my ice chest there, which I had it there the day before, but because I did think about water, but I did not think about cooling towels for my neck, a cooling rack for my head under my helmet. Nothing too bulky. You don't want to mess with your helmet. You know, it's a pretty important part. But having that cooling towel every break and recooling the rag that I had for my head was a huge improvement. It kept my body cool, kept my temperature down. I was able to focus, and if you can focus, you got better judgment. The other thing is what to do after your course. Like, yay, I got my license, we're good to go, you know. Still keep practicing. You're always learning, and if you're not, you're falling back, like I was just saying. But if you're always practicing different techniques, looking through the turns, there's a lot of key things they're going to tell you, and there's definitely going to be a lot of things that you realize, like, oh, I should probably practice that, because even though I was good enough to pass the test, you got to remember that real life situation is going to be a hell of a lot faster. So quick stops, looking through the turn. One of my favorite things that it was such a small thing, but learning the friction zone. Now for every single bike that I go to get on, I'm going to do that. Now a lot of you might already have known that, but I didn't, and it was part of the course. And I think that's a huge thing. It's all the little stuff that these real life trainers have makes it a much better experience. I know most of those tips probably sound, you know, just normal, everyday situation, but it's stuff that you're probably going to forget about when all you're thinking about is riding that motorcycle and trying to pass that hard test. Most of it's common sense. If you can stay focused, stay alive. That's the most important part. Alright, I'm going to give you guys back to DanDanTheFireman. Thank you again, sir. Everybody, you know, just stay safe out there. And like always, YouTube, you stay classy.